Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents Ric Flair's last match. Predict the outcome special. Yes, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. You thought he was down from out when he had his farewell match at WrestleMania 2018 in Orlando, Florida. But Ric Flair saying that he wants to retire on his terms. Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game of all time. Many consider the greatest wrestler of the 1980s. Ric Flair wants to come out of retirement one more last time to signal his own belief that he didn't finish the way he wanted to finish. And he's delivering this card along with his son, Conrad Thompson, and a lot of other people during the Jim Crockett Promotions banner to deliver Ric Flair's last match. We'll break down all the matches, including the main event of the match between Ric Flair and his son-in-law, Andrade El Ego, taking on the team of Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, Double J Jeff Jarrett. A lot of history between Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett, animosity, you name it, it was there. And we'll get to what Jeff Jarrett's going to be doing. Jeff Jarrett has a busy weekend ahead for his last match. We'll get to it. But hey, we're here right now. No intros, nothing like that. Thank you all for watching the special edition of the Ric Flair last match. Ric Flair has a tremendous card, as you can tell right here. This card is stacked from top to bottom. All the matches include tag team matches, legacy matches, championship matches, women's matches, a battle royal, stars of the future, and the stars of tomorrow, and the stars of now. They will all be in Nashville to celebrate Ric Flair having his farewell match in the state that he did the best. All right, like I said, join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Show. Here on Connect on YouTube and our other social media accounts as well. On Facebook, we're heavily popular on Facebook. We thank you for the Facebook audience as well. So don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, Ms. Karen. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. As we get down to the nitty gritty, as these matches right here mean something in Ric Flair's last match. Like I said, this match is stacked. Many of you may recall the Bunkhouse Battle Royal. We can't picture it, but we can see it right there on your far right screen. The Bunkhouse Battle Royal has been a staple of Battle Royals for a long time. All we know who's going to participate is Cowboy James Storm, Bully Ray, Crimson, more others to be named and announced. Don't be surprised if Magnus, Nick Aldis gets in this Battle Royal. It's a battle royal for anyone, and someone will leave with a belt buckle and a cowboy boot. And the belt buckle and the cowboy boot started in the battle royal by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So look for Bully Ray to emerge victorious as the new winner of the Bunkhouse Battle Royal in this celebrated card match. So also too, the Briscoes. They are a team. They just recently got a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. Their match against FTR. I'm surprised they didn't be on national television, but due to their controversial ways, the Briscoe brothers are good wrestlers, but they're too controversial to be on the card, to be on national TV when they went against FTR in that phenomenal match that they had a couple of weeks last week in that Ring of Honor before this member match. The FTR boys are trying to pack up much gold they can get. Well, we know FTR, it was rumored that it was going to team up with Ric Flair in a 6-man tag team match. That ain't the case. So they're out for the count. But this is the match that everyone wants to see. The Briscoes taking on the Von Erichs. This is a highly contested match. Look for the Briscoes to win over the Von Erichs. The Von Erichs aren't popular like they once was back in the 80s. But look for the Briscoes to emerge victorious over the Von Erichs, coming off their win coming off their losing streak from FTR from this past Saturday, Death Before Dishonor. So the Briscoes need this win and must get the win, get back on contention, probably to the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. Also, too, another dream tag team match that I'm looking forward to seeing. This is the match that everybody wants to see, but everyone didn't think they was going to see ever again. The Wolves, David Richards and Eddie Edwards, reunited for one night only Eddie Edwards, part of Honor No More, as David Richards, part of MLW. But they team together as the Wolves. That's the team. If I had a wrestling company, this is the match. This would be the tag team match that I would be booking. But they will go against the Motor City Machine Guns, Alice Shelley and Chris Sabin. Both both teams are former Impact Tag Team Champions. This is the dream tag team match that everyone wants to see and stuff. This is the match. Um, I mean, they got similar styles. Both teams are high flyers. Both are ground to the mat. I want to see They're going to probably give it to the Motor City Machine Guns because of their impact. So look for the Machine Guns to win over the Wolves, but I will want the Wolves to win. Wolves should win, but the Wolves ain't gonna win. So look for that. Also, too, from AAA from Mexico, this is a fatal four-way match. You're gonna see some lucha libre action coming your way. Ray Phoenix goes against Taurus, goes against Laredo Kid, goes against Bandino. This match right here may steal the show of the night. This is a match that many people are talking about, lucha libre. So, like I said, it's gonna be that way. But you could see that coming your way. But look for Ray Phoenix to win the match over all three of his opponents. Look for that coming. But it's going to be a high exciting match. Lucha Libre always bring the excitement no matter what. Plus, two, a world championship match will be on the line as the longest reigning MLW champion, Jacob Fatu, takes on Impact World Champion Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander in the toughest title defense of his career, going against Jacob Fatu that he never fought before. These two men got similar styles. Josh Alexander more of a technician in the ring, as Jacob Fatu is more like his cousin, the current world champion Roman Reigns. On the other side of the organization, Jacob Fatu has those unorthodox skill sets that he can bring, smash mouth style, same way like Josh Alexander. Look for Josh Alexander to win the world, to retain and keep his world championship in tow. So look for that. Plus, two, this is the match that is a legacy match. You got the Rock and Roll Express, not Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, not from the 1980s, but Ricky Morton teaming up with his son, Kerry, to take on the team of Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson with Arn Anderson in their corner. You know that I didn't know that Brian Pillman and Brock Anderson. I knew Brian Pillman's dad, Brian Senior, was part of Four Horsemen. I guess they're making that a legacy match. It is a legacy tag match between these two teams. Brock Anderson hasn't found his way yet. This is probably a good showcase for him. Get his foot forward and get him something to do to find his itch, find his niche in something. So I don't know. The Rock and Roll Express look like the candidate. The double drop kicks. Look for Ricky Morton and Kerry Morton to do double drop kicks in the match to please the Nashville crowd, their municipal auditorium. Now also watch out for Double A, because Double A knows a trick or two how to become the manager. And he was the manager of Cody Rhodes, but he's no longer the manager, so he's the manager of Brock. But Brock's going to be more like his dad and try to rely on his dad's skill, try to hit a spine buster or something to go with that. So we could see that coming. So look for the Rock and Roll Express, father and son, Kerry and Ricky Morton, getting the job done at Ric Flair's last match. Plus, two, another Four Corners match. We had the Mexican action. Now this is forefronting to somewhat American international action. That's Jonathan Gresham, who recently lost his Ring of Honor World Championship, come off the heels of that in that controversy. We'll talk about that. Like I said, it's been well known. We've been talking about it ever since this week. Him and AEW president Tony Khan want to request his release from his contract. Well, Jonathan Gresham, minus the stuff that's going on with him, he's in action to take on Nick Wayne, a future rising star, Alan Angels, who departed from the Dark Order, and Contentious Tenace in a Four Corners match. The Edge had to go in the experience with Gresham, since Gresham is still disgruntled and Gresham is still angry about what's going on. He might take his aggression out on all these three men to prove a point to Tony Khan that, hey, don't screw me like he did before with Cesaro. So look for that. Look for Jonathan Gresham to get all that anger and frustration, all that temperament out on these three men. These three men ain't gonna have a chance. I'm just telling you. Speaking of somebody who may not have a chance, Killer Cross with Scarlett Bordeaux going against Dave Boy Jr. I believe this is going to be Killer Cross's last hurrah in the Indies for a minute. He's going back to WWE. Killer Cross going against David Boy Smith representing MLW in a grudge match. I didn't even see this match even played out on MLW. I think they just put this up impromptu. Um, Dave Boy Smith, who knows? But he was in WWE and they didn't do nothing with him. Killer Cross was in WWE. They tried to do something with him, but it just didn't work. Um, he's going back to WWE, be Killer Cross with Scarlett. That theme worked, and I think this is going to be his final hurrah. Look for him to win with the Saito suplex and get the 1-2-3 over Dave Boy Smith. First, it's going to be tough, but these two men are equally in height and size. Killer Cross has that edge as becoming a champion and coming off being married to Scarlett as an advantage. So look for that coming up your way. Look for Killer Cross to win that match. +2, Deonna Purrazzo versus Jordan Grace versus Rachel Ellering, a triple threat match for the Knockouts title. No simple secret about that. Jordan Grace is going to win. She got some frustrations ahead, like her husband, Jonathan Gresham. So everybody's mad at the Gresham household. So look for that. Everybody's mad. Everybody's going to win and stuff. So look for that. Also, too, from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Renta Khan versus I look for Renta Khan to win that match. But the main focus of the story, is between Ric Flair and his son-in-law Andrade taking on Jeff Jarrett and his protege Jay Lethal. Now, Ric Flair and Jay Lethal are no strangers towards each other. Ric Flair and Jay Lethal were in Impact together, and Ric Flair and Jay Lethal did little specials on Ric Flair's video format. His last match, promoting the match. Nature Boy Ric Flair looking forward to getting his hands on Jeff Jarrett. But this all started when Ric Flair wanted to come back. He did try to slight Jeff Jarrett during the press conference in a way to say, hey, Jeff Jarrett done everything I want him to do. Here's 2 tickets because you and your daddy couldn't draw in your own town. I think that was an insult to Jarrett. Jarrett did not like that one bit. Jarrett felt like that Ric Flair was trying to cite him. Ric Flair even brought the odds. Jarrett and Jay Lethal felt betrayed by Ric Flair, being used by Ric Flair. And you see on top of your screen right here, they beat Ric Flair to a buddy poke in the in the parking lot. Jeff Jarrett was trying to stop it, but Jay Lethal convinced Jeff Jarrett, hey, Ric Flair don't care about nobody but himself. Jeff Jarrett felt he finally seen the light. That's what seen the light for Jarrett. And that's what Karen Angle. Karen Angle said she didn't know who Andrade was. Andrade is a former WWE champion in WWE as a United States champion. Andrade teamed up with his father-in-law, Ric Flair, as Andrade had got married to Ric's daughter, former women's champion Charlotte Flair. So Andrade and Charlotte is complete, but now it's time for the talk. It's time for the action. Nature Boy Ric Flair looking forward to getting himself in the ring for his farewell match. He wants to do so by proving the point. Even his daughter Charlotte don't want him to do dives, and then Ric Flair wanted to do a dive, and that's not going to be possible. But Ric Flair wants to see this image right here. Ric Flair felt that image at WrestleMania in 2008. Felt like it wasn't his time. Felt like he was being put on a holding cell after that, and told, "Hey, you don't need to do that no more. You don't need to go to that because Ric Flair went against Shawn Michaels that night in a instant classic that many people are still saying that was one of Ric Flair's best matches. Ric Flair took the super kick from Shawn Michaels, thus ending his, we thought at the time, his wrestling career. But Ric Flair came back from Impact and made a lashing on folks, made a lashing to Jay Lethal. And then him and Jay Lethal had a match, and Jay Lethal beat Ric Flair with Ric Flair's own finishing maneuver, the figure four. So this is personal for Ric Flair. This is something that Ric Flair sees a monkey on his back, and Ric Flair wants to come along and not relive what happened in WrestleMania Orlando. Ric Flair did retire. He did retire in WWE. That's his last WWE retirement match. WWE don't want him to do this, but Ric Flair is saying that he can do it. He has a pacemaker, but we'll see. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong. But hopefully, Andrade and Jay Lethal be the ones that take center control of the match stuff. But this match is gaining press and notoriety whatsoever. Everyone has been talking about this match ever since the existence of the match. Ric Flair, being able to go out on your own and do it on your own terms is impressive. It's something that many people would have never thought that would have existed about Ric Flair. Ric Flair feels like he wants to leave something, leave a legacy, leave something behind. And he feels like he's done that with his son-in-law, Carmen Thompson. He wants to do that with his other son-in-law, Andrade. He wants to leave a legacy and point. And I think it's a matter of respect for Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett. Ric Flair having his own match getting politicized. Jeff Jarrett even getting politicized. He's going to be pulling double duty this week. He's going to be wrestling and refereeing for WWE. Jeff Jarrett, before he gets his last match, he's going to be at SummerSlam in the Undisputed Tag Team title match between the Usos and Street Profits, the Command Long Order, where Jeff Jarrett does be the referee. The next night, Jeff Jarrett puts on his trunks and his boots, and he goes out there and competes. Jeff Jarrett is a proud wrestler. Jeff Jarrett been a proud wrestler for a long time. Ric Flair, a proud wrestler too. These two men, both were horsemen. I don't know who gave Ric Flair like one last match. And Jeff Jarrett has history of SummerSlam defending his title and stuff. So, like I said, Nature Boy Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett, they both gonna have busy nights, a busy schedule. Well, Ric Flair has been doing a lot of media press. A lot of media press is going on about Ric Flair. Well, we're going to show you footage.
The 13-time heavyweight champion of the world, 73-year-old Ric Flair. He wrestles for the final time Sunday at the Municipal Auditorium, but before his final woo, he paid a visit to the Titans practice today and gave the team some words of wisdom. The head coach said they're kind of speaking the same language.
Talked about the family and all these distractions that we encounter on a daily basis, and sticking together, and coming back each and every day, to try to, keep stacking days together. You blink and then, a long career is over. So just trying to stay, consistent, each and every day.
Great coach. He motivates me just listening to him talk. I mean, all these years later, to get me motivated to still him talk to the team, it's an awesome organization.
All right, Ric Flair said this was the highlight of his week, and Vrabel admitted he was a little starstruck. He used to watch Ric Flair on Saturday mornings growing up, and yes, Vrabel does plan to go to the Nature Boys' final match this weekend.
All right. You can see footage of that of Ric Flair being spotlighted on Nashville media. Nature Boy Ric Flair. This match is important to him. He's delivering this card along with his son-in-law Conrad and David Crockett and Jim Crockett Promotions. All these promotions pulling together rather than it's not about egos. It's just about putting the best of the best, whoever. And Ric Flair wants the best of the best at his farewell event, and what event it would be. Nature Boy Ric Flair also delivering stuff like he's giving away his last robe that he's going to be wearing. Someone's going to leave out on the raffle. Even Ric Flair getting everything. He's getting the custom head to toe robe. Um, I mean, this is star studded when you think about it. Ric Flair even tweeted out this, um, saying that he's coming after your own. So I didn't know what he was talking about, but now we kind of know who he was talking about. Jeff Jarrett, it ain't no secret. Jeff Jarrett is a WWE now executive, a director of live events. What Jeff Jarrett doing, but Jeff Jarrett got the wrestling bug on his itch. He wants to come out and take on Ric Flair. His son-in-law Andrade. This is the match that everyone's been talking about. They're talking more about it than the SummerSlam card itself. SummerSlam okay, but they're talking more about the Ric Flair thing. I think Ric Flair took advantage, along with everybody else, Conrad and all of them, took advantage and piggybacked on SummerSlam since SummerSlam was coming to Nashville. It was good on them. All right. And then Ric Flair boots, but you want to know who's going to win. Ain't no secret. Ain't no secret about it. Nature Boy Ric Flair will get the win. Ain't no secret. Nothing to say to Jeff Jarrett, but Nature Boy Ric Flair and his son-in-law Andrade will win the match. Andrade, Ric Flair, they'll probably do double figure four leg locks, and Ric Flair will make Jeff Jarrett tap out, and Jeff Jarrett will go back to his desk job, knowing he felt defeated and he couldn't do nothing about it. He lost to Ric Flair at his own game in his own hometown. Ain't nothing he can do about it. I think that's the way that Ric Flair wants to leave the way he want to leave on his own terms, and that's what Ric Flair wants to do. So look for Ric Flair and his son-in-law Andrade to get the job done. Andrade is what he say he is. An eye for an eye, you know what. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendra Dick, saying so long, and we'll see you next week for another edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.